There I was playing Space Marines 2 the other day and thinking, man, I need to do another Dark Souls 2 challenge run, but I couldn't think of what to do. And while I was doing some awesome moves with the Power Glove, I was like, wait a minute, giant weaponized fist run? That's not a thing. But I could do a regular fist run. So, yeah, today we're going to see if we can beat Dark Souls 2 doing only fists. But we got to change games first to do that, so boom, here we are. Starting off on a fresh character as we go to change our class. Well, I guess pick it. So first off, important part, what class to start out with? And I thought about it. I went with the warrior because they actually start off with the stats to dual wield the cestus. So we just gotta go ahead and grab that. But first, we need to get those. And to get them, we need 2,000 doubloons. And to get some doubloons, well, you know what we gotta do. We gotta kill our good friend the Dragon Rider. We go, we wait. He goes for the lunge and we dodge. He falling to his death. He should have been better. I run through the forest and honestly, punching things with my bare hand isn't too bad. But in bigger groups, it's not very manageable. Originally, I thought it would be fun to do a bare fist run, but I decided not to. As I made my way here, I found a summon sign. Now look, typically, I wouldn't like to summon too often. But I mean, come on, this is a complete stranger. And I mean, I got my weapon, so let's see what he can do. He comes in, I get my power gloves on, and we're set for the rest of the game. And honestly, playing with this guy was really funny. He wasn't like bad. He did all right. He was playing as a healer. I was like, I don't know what he's going for. Is he just legitimately just trying to help people early on? Is he good at the game? Because I mean, I don't see people using shields that often, let alone being the healer build, but he's not using the healer starting weapon. I don't know. He doesn't matter. What matters is our boss, the Pursuer, who, with my lovely distraction, teammate, this guy was actually pretty easy to do, which was great, because he gives us the Ring of Blades, which increases our physical attack damage. Now, if you're worried, oh, I'm going to choose this early game area by having him with me, don't worry. He didn't stay with me for too long. After this, we're here for the last giant, and it went pretty easily. I did not level up with the souls from the Pursuer, so kind of broke right now. Well, I won't say broke, but I mean, level-wise, we haven't changed. But don't worry, we got a big plan. We just need a few extra bucks to make it start. So with that, I head back to Majula. I have bought the key for the blacksmith. Then I gotta go rest to let him in, and then I go back in. And there I can buy some Titanite. Now, I only buy enough to upgrade one off the bat, but don't worry because we're not done. First, well, I guess second, we're going to head over to Big Man over here. And I just beat him to death. This is just straight up manslaughter. Don't do this at home, kids. But that gives us our Seldora set for more money. And here we are. We actually could pick up 5 Titanite shards, which is definitely handy, plus some large Titanite so we can upgrade the other weapon as well. So I have to pop some of my boss souls and use basically every soul I got to get both weapons 2+6, which is pretty good for this early on in the game. Little broke level wise, so let's fight a few more things. Taking on this Pursuer here went much easier. Obviously, I mean, I got 2+6 weapons. Then I got a little bit of an ego and went after the Ruined Sentinels. Damage-wise? Oh, we were there, man. I punched a hole through that man. Got a poise break. I've never gotten a poise break before. But like I said, bit of an ego. Don't worry, it just took me to my second try, where I just absolutely mollywopped, bro. And while we are here, well, I think I got another person to fight. Oh, Pursuer, would you mind some free souls? How kind of him. Am I right, guys? But that's the last time we bully him for some free money. And speaking of free money, we talked to Sweet Chalquar for a cat ring. Now that we had just left the Lost Bastille, we warp back to the Lost Bastille so I can pick up this quick item. A nice bonfire aesthetic, and we're warping to the Shaded Ruins. We're not here for too long. Just want to pick up a very important Chloranthy ring. And also while we're here, I'm going to go fight ourselves Najka. She's in the ground. Kind of annoying, so I'd tell her to get out of it. And her damage, I won't say has fallen off, but she has a very specific weak point. And obviously, my hands don't have much range. At least not as much as she does. And it takes a good bit. But eventually, we knock her out of it. And on the way up, this very strange occurrence. Usually that guy's like at the end of the bridge. He's not over here. And I have no clue why he was there. If any of you know why, let me know. Or I doubt it's even that big of a deal, but I'm curious. Here in the congregation, I actually struggled a little bit. So look how much damage I do to this guy, right? Like, he just got shredded. I go to fight the other one, take out the healers first. But then I'm doing no damage. Like, for whatever reason, that man's tanking all of my hits. Even a back shot did, like, no damage. Which obviously sucked. I tried to stop him from, like, whatever he was doing. And it didn't really work. I kept getting surrounded, and then he was able to pop a heal. So I was like, okay, fine. Saving him for last. Beat Big Man. Beat off the minions, which these crawlers kind of took a second. I had to hit them with jump attacks. But once I got them out of the way, I was able to take him on. And I literally don't know why I did so little damage. I even fought him when he didn't have that, like, aura around him. So I'm like, I don't know if he was buffing himself or what. But legitimately, when it was just him, I just pulled out my phone and just was like texting some people. Well, that took forever. But we're up, and we're going to go grab our final bonfire aesthetic. We're heading down into the gutter. I fought some rats. Who needs an exterminator when you can just put on a pair of boxing gloves? Am I right, guys? That's how we get rid of rats. And as we head on down, we get to fight the Rotten, everyone's favorite guy to beat up on. Now here, the Rotten didn't go the usual that I would like. See, having this weapon to get all of its upgrades for, it actually took a good bit of my early souls out, so I'm slightly under-leveled. Also a different starting class I'm used to as well. So my adaptability is way lower than I would like it, along with my HP. So it kind of felt like I had to adapt. My dodge timings were just so wrong for the first few minutes of the fight. Even near the end, I was still getting caught pretty often. But I kind of found my groove, doing my favorite dodge things with the backstep, roll in. Ooh, so clean. But eventually, I just kept punching him until he gave up. Then we burn a bonfire aesthetic, and then we go ahead and beat him up again. And then, believe it or not, we burn another bonfire aesthetic. And this time, he tried to run in the lava thinking I wouldn't catch him, but called that bluff. And for the final time, we burn a bonfire aesthetic. So, of course, if you're familiar, this allows us to get 1,000,000 souls, which means we can enter the Shrine of Winter. I could have gone and beat the other Lord Souls, but they're such a pain. So, the Rotten's what we do. And while we're here in Castle Drangleic, I would like to take this moment to ask you to subscribe. I do challenge runs pretty frequently, once or twice a week, which is more than probably your favorite challenge runner. So, you should subscribe for that. And, of course, if you subscribe, you will not miss my 7 challenges in 7 days video, where sometime in August, I still haven't found a week, I'm going to try and do 7 challenge runs in 7 days, going from New Game to New Game Plus 6, all on one character. So, subscribe if you want to see if I can do it. But here we are, time to fight the Dragon Riders, and it's pretty easy. I mean, I just kept punching him, broke his back a few times, I debated if I should have had him knock down Big Blue first so I could take him out. But actually it wasn't that much of an issue. I mean, it took a little bit of circling when they put up their shields. But when it was the one-on-one, and also it wasn't too bad. And I also noticed that if they were going to raise their shields and I punched them, they don't put them up. So that was pretty funny. Then it's time for the Looking Glass night. And once again, little nervous solely for the summons. If he pulls out another friend, if it's the Great Sword one with the Great Shield, that'll be really annoying because I would definitely, my weapons would definitely bounce off that. So let's see where we go. But fighting the Looking Glass was no worry. I was shattering it. I could tell he was made of glass by how easily he was breaking from this. To note, my weapons are both still +6. I've not found any upgrade stones. But of course, he summons his friend, and I get tag team for a little bit. And I almost sold real quick. So a few panic dodges later, and him getting a very well-timed backstep, I was able to bring down Looking Glass Knight. Honestly, he's still a pretty fun fight. And I couldn't believe that actually just punching him was easier than using swords sometimes. In the Shrine of Amana, I got the closest call I have ever gotten in this game. I can no longer backtalk or bad talk any hitboxes in this game if I'm going to be pulling that out. But then we go to fight the Demon of Song, and this was a weird fight than usual. His AI acted very differently. Usually, he opens his face up once every 10 seconds, or not 10, that's probably too generous. Several times. It's pretty frequent. This is the longest I went without him opening up his face ever. I've never seen him jump around like this, back to back. Slap. I've never seen the tail slam, to say the least. So this was very weird. Then when I go to punch him, every once in a while I would only do 32 damage, while others were doing 130. I know if you hit the skin flap, your hand bounces off, but I don't know what I was hitting to do only 32 damage. A very weird fight. I got no idea what was going on. And then he was down. So, you know what? Hey, it's no issue as long as I win, right? But that means it's time to go and fight Velstadt. And this is my favorite boss. So, I didn't think it would be too bad. I won't say I've mastered this fight, but I first try him more often than not. He goes for his typical backstep, and I just circle. Honestly, if you just keep walking to the right while fighting this guy, your chances of being hit are 0. Now, if you're in front of him and he does that swing, you dodge into it. But anyways, on his phase change, his defenses go up, which is, of course, really annoying because then I just gotta beat him down more. I got a stagger, which was kind of cool. And I did debate trying to bait out his long range move, but honestly, things were going just fine, so I didn't think it was necessary. So just through some trials and a bit of tribulations, I was able to take him down. And I ran towards the wrong door at first, but then I went and grabbed our big old prize, the King's Ring. Now, I wanted to go ahead and take out the Throne Watcher and Defender. Some people like to fight these guys, then go fight Nishandra, but I like to take them out early, because I find them to be such a pain. And so, I grabbed a Bright Bug and headed on towards their fight. Usually, I would like to take out a Great Shield and then bait off the Throne Watcher, but today I was like, you know what? Things have been going so well, I might as well fight them for real, instead of a little cheese. And they put up a good fight. Usually, how bosses fights like these are one's aggressive and then the other one's aggressive. You know, they take turns. But no, they gotta both be aggressive all the time. And they can revive each other, which is great. But when I got them both to low HP, I had to make the decision, who will I knock out first? I went for the Throne Watcher, because the Throne Defender doesn't have a shield up, which means I can really just stand there and wail on him. Throne Watcher loves her shield, so that would have been really annoying to go for. And it was the right call. I took him down first try. I wouldn't say easily, but I did. Heading for the dragon now. I find the Mira's best swordsman. And I can see why he's best swordsman and not best fighter, because bro couldn't even do nothing to my fists. Here, we gotta take on the guardian dragon, and honestly, this fight just, he flew away. Then I punched his legs, and then he flew away, and I punched his legs, and then he was dead. Yay. Here, we run up to the ancient wyvern, and I am not fighting him with my hands. Bro would take too long, but you know what? This video gets 100 likes. I will fight that man barehanded. Not the cestus, bare hands. Let's see if we can do it. Now, it's time for the Giant Lord. And this man's pretty cool. Sadly, we have no way to cheese him from a distance, so that means I actually just have to run up and punch him normally. I popped the Bright Bug because I thought, you know, why not? This fight can be a bit of a pain, so kind of wanted it. And damage-wise, we did pretty good. Honestly, may not have even needed it. But it was really funny how I had him walking. So, you know, first, I'm just circling him. The usual. He takes his big steps. And we made our way over towards the staircase. And as we kept going, he started going up the stairs. I have never seen him go this high up, which was really funny to see. And I kind of wanted to keep him there because I thought that might mess with his, like, AI a little bit, because I know the AI tries to force him down the stairs, so I thought, haha, he probably won't swing as much. And it worked. So that was pretty easy. And with all that being said, it's time for the end game. As we run up here, I want to say this challenge run was actually way easier and way more fun than I thought it would be. Fist weapons might be my new go-to. Let me know down below if I should hit up Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3 fist only. But anyways, here we are. Time for the final boss. I take my last Bright Bug, which I bought after the Giant Lord, and walk in. And for a split second, I have my footage sped up a slight bit because the game's just kind of slow. But I've tried to hit the Night Rain sprint run by hitting down on the left joystick. Before I remembered, oh, right, wrong button. So barely made it in time to get some free punches. Luckily, this Nashandra fight was pretty easy. The curse buildup did proc a few times, which always kind of sucks, but not much you can do about it. Some people like to go and break all 4. I personally just break 1 and then lead her in that direction. And it works like a charm. And yeah, that's Nashandra. Not much to say. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Like I said, I do these pretty often. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.